My name is Taya Smith, and this is my mini project for Chemistry 113 with Mrs. Willis in regards to prompt A, what kind of material that we use that could be improved or being improved by scientists today to make it less detrimental to the environment. I actually chose something that was a little less of a material that we see it as today and more of a source of energy. So a lot of people know about Ameren if you live in the Midwest. I think Ameren runs through the whole state of Illinois and Missouri, and it's how we get our electricity. Flip the switch to turn on the lights, use the charger to charge my laptop that I'm doing this presentation on, different things like that. And in order to make this kind of electricity, a lot of the times we burn fossil fuels, which in turn create carbon dioxide that actually adds to the environment and is detrimental and cause acid rains, different greenhouse effects. It essentially kills almost the environment, which you can see why it's detrimental. But it's also not, even if it wasn't detrimental, it's not a very good source, fossil fuels, because they aren't inexhaustible. They will be used up in time. A lot of scientists think is very soon. So a lot of scientists or different people, innovators, are trying to think of different ways to create that energy that we use, almost like a synthetic version, like we would get for cars. Like some cars don't use regular conventional oil. They have synthetic. It's like a fake, it's an alternative. And a couple of the sources you could find that people use for alternative energy, especially from energy.gov, is wind energy, ocean energy, solar energy, hydrogen, different things like that that use stuff that's more readily available and stuff that we won't see running out in the very near future. One of the ones that I had named was wind energy. This wind energy uses wind turbines that, living in the Midwest, you see them a lot when you drive to any other city because there's farms all around us. And they have these wind turbines, and these wind turbines, according to energy.gov, use the wind and the solar power to turn the turbines and use the energy that's created and pump it to other areas. This energy that they use and store in these tanks are used for everything from charging batteries to creating electricity to pumping water up the pipes that we use in the bathrooms. And there's several pros to wind energy. It's a clean fuel source. It doesn't dirty the environment like burning fossil fuels does when it comes to carbon dioxide. It's inexhaustible. So as long as the wind's blowing and the sun's shining, which hopefully lasts a little longer, it will always be able to be used. Scientists are worried today about when we're going to run out of fossil fuels and stuff like that. And if that happens, there's no more gas for cars. There's no more, at least not a lot of electricity for your houses and plumbing, and pretty much feels like going back to the dark ages. But a big part of wind energy is that it's green for the environment. It doesn't help produce the gases that produce greenhouse effect and acid rain, and it is actually one of the lowest cost-wise for renewable energies, according to energy.gov. Another source of alternative energy for the scientists have been looking at to improve the regular energy that we use like fossil fuels and different coals is ocean energy. And ocean energy, they use different things out in the water to kind of help pull in the energy. A lot of time, again, a lot dealing with the sun. That's another one that's big for the sun. And what this does, well, it's ocean energy, also called wave energy, according to energy.gov, takes in a lot of the heat and helps produce these waves that you see. And these waves, with these ports off the ocean, actually help produce more energy that way. So there's several different ways, like I said, even with hydrogen, like learning how to use hydrogen to help fuel cars and to create that electricity a not normal way to what we're used to, can actually help improve the environment bounds. Of course, it would be very trial and error. It might cost more than it does to burn fossil fuels, but in the long run, what happens when we don't have fossil fuels? I don't want to see that day I gave up my hybrid Prius. That's not very good. all gas over here. And so that's kind of wind and ocean especially are two kind of different examples that we have for an alternative source for that energy. It also is actually in play now, so it's not just like an idea. There's a lot of wind turbines as we've seen them. There's a lot of different alternative energies that are being created to help replace fossil fuels. So I know this is not as much of a conventional material idea than it is a source of energy, I guess. It really is nothing else to really describe it, but it does obviously show that we can improve the environment these different ways using the different technology. And this is something that I am very passionate about. I really do believe in helping the environment, and man, if there's a cheaper way to do it by myself, I would. But I guess that's really all I have for you today. Thanks.